as we have the legend joining us. I'm going to go full fanboy. I don't mind. Hey, how's it going?
You realize how much this guy gushes about you when he watches your games?
Yeah.
I just say it the way I think
It's almost R-rated in that green room back there.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I need to see more, I feel. You've been all right, you know, but I need to see more.
Yeah.
He's played Counter-Strike longer than you lived. What are you talking about?
Well, he's a fanboy over here.
Counter-Strike is fun, guys. Counter-Strike is fun. What can I say?
Especially when you're winning, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, you're looking really good on your individual level. Have you been able to, has the travel, has everything been taking its toll? Or are you feeling like you're coming back into your own towards the end of the year?
Definitely. I think the major took harder on me than I wanted to realize at first. The major was a real blowout for me individually, and I got a lot of flack from it, from obviously for good reasons as well. I felt like let down the team, and after that event, during that event, I felt incredible as an individual. I just don't know what went wrong during the major, and I've been just working hard to find back to the level that I know that I'm able to play at, and it feels like it's coming together here.
Yeah.
So when you say you've been working hard, right? You have one of the longest career ever in Counter-Strike, and there are many people looking at you, and they would like to have a career like you. How do you work? How does it, like a normal day in f0rest life, to become close to you?
No, I mean, like when I say work, a normal day is obviously practice, which practice around 7 to 8 hours. But more so, what I try to do individually is working on my mentality, because I know that I can shoot people in the head. I've been doing it for 15 people in Counter-Strike, right? So I know how to do that part. I just need to figure out how I can stabilize myself in my mind when it comes to playing those games, so it doesn't get better on me. Even though I've been playing for 15 years, it still gets to me sometimes, like the stage presence or close games. The nerves will get to you at some point, and I'm still trying to work on that. And
did you find anything? Did you find any solutions, hobbies, or is it top secret? If it's top secret, it's fine. But like,
I'm trying to just like go through the game before the match starts. I try to visualize different scenarios that could happen during the game of 4-on-2 or we're 5-on-2, for like every different scenarios that could potentially come up in the game. So if it happens, I'm prepared mentally for that scenario.
But I guess there's a lot being asked for you as well in terms of you being the most experienced guy on the team. You're playing with some relatively new guys. You know, Plopsky is a great example. Are you trying to be sort of like a, dare I say, father figure for them, or are you trying to share some of that experience you earned over the years?
Honestly, one thing I love about these younger like talents coming into Counter-Strike is that I can learn so much from them. But what I'm trying to do is not necessarily force them into a playstyle or tell them this is the way to play. Sure. I've been doing this. I'm trying to watch them play, and if they feel the need or if I can correct them in some way, I will do it. Otherwise, I will let them play and let them come and talk to me. Plopsky is very good with that. If he asks something, I will try to help him the best I can, like best of my ability, and I've been trying to approach it that way, I guess.
It's amazing. I just wanted to talk about Electro, right? As he's still in-game leading, right, for you. How does he feel in that role? Because to me, it always felt like he was better utilized as a player. I mean, I remember him in the Fnatic time. It was so influential. I never found that Electro again. So how does he feel right now in the team?
I think definitely we put him in a rough spot. I mean, he kind of ended up as an in-game leader because there was no one available, right, to do the job. Yeah. And
how it goes.
And he kind of stepped up to the plate and said, "Hey guys, I can do this." And what we need to do is allow him to become an in-game leader. I don't think you become an in-game leader in 6 months, right? I think it takes a lot of time and understanding, and he needs to understand as well that he's now playing a different role and trying. So he can't. As you said, he was maybe a greater player, or how you want to put it, like,
or individual impact.
Individual, right? But I think he needs to start to realize as well that he's playing a different type of role now, and he's still working on those parts. But I think he's doing an incredible job, and we just need to be there to allow him to make mistakes and let him grow as an in-game leader. Because I think we will reach a point where he's comfortable and we can reach the next level.
Talking about being put in a rough spot, I guess you can testify to that as well. When you were picking up the AWP role within NiP as a full-time AWP player, I've been wanting to ask you this for quite some time. Was that something you wanted, or was that again a situation of you just being forced into a role that somebody had to do?
No, it was honestly me leaning more towards the op. I felt like, I don't know why, but I felt that my rifle ability when we had rests, and I don't remember exactly who, I think it was Dennis who was in the team, right? So I think the firepower was there, and I thought that maybe I could take a step back from playing rifle and allow these guys to move around the map. But so I wanted to do that, ended up not liking it at all, didn't suit my playstyle at all. So I felt awkward, but I tried to I tried to do it. I tried to watch some demos of Device and other operas in the scene, right? And I guess it wasn't meant to be, right? I'm better at a secondary op when I can pick up the op when I'm feeling comfortable with it.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, that's the. But I mean, I'm listening, but I'm also focused on what you talked about earlier about like visualization, because that's something that's actually used a lot in sports in terms of athletes will not even do something if it gives them the wrong visual image of the goal, right? The goal is to win, and they can only visualize themselves winning. Never do you visualize yourself or put yourself in a position where you could potentially be losing, and you avoid that at all costs. I mean, are there any exercises like this? Because I know that NiP have had a mental coach. Are you getting this from a mental coach, or is this an insight that you've been getting from other athletes?
No, we had Jens, a former mental coach that we worked closely with. I think it was great, and he kind of talked through about visualizing a lot of different scenarios that he thought that is something I need to work on as an individual, because I wouldn't go for the play that maybe on practice I would do that play 10 out of 10, but during a game maybe I won't do that play, but because I might be a bit scared, it might cost us the game, or so I'm trying to visualize everything so I can play to the best of my ability, and he definitely helped with that.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're seeing a lot of this actually with a lot of these teams now, and across multiple games as well. It's not just Counter-Strike. Everywhere now we're starting to see that kind of support staff.
So refreshing to hear, right? A guy like you who's been playing Counter-Strike for, what is it, 15, 16 years in the
I was
family?
going to go for 60 years.
It's been a long time that you still, feel the pressure get to you. And I guess that's part of why you love to play Counter-Strike as well. If you were sitting up there and you didn't feel that pressure, you probably wouldn't be doing so.
No, definitely. I do love the competition. I do love winning, even though it's been a while. Sure. That's why I still compete. I would still want to lift a trophy. I wouldn't be here, as you said.
So let's talk about winning. Let's talk about NiP instead. You guys coming into this tournament, it's not a big secret that you're not necessarily the favorites coming into this one, even against a team like FaZe Clan. I don't think many people, including myself, thought you guys were going to be able to win. Yep. It was a great start to the tournament. Do you believe that this tournament could potentially be yours? Are you feeling confident coming into this one? Has practice been going well, or what's the feel like in the team?
I mean, it's going to be a standard answer, but we do feel comfortable as a team. It's tough opponents here. I mean, Astralis and Liquid, sure, it's going to be a hard matchup. We're definitely the underdogs here with all these great teams, but practice has been going good. Vertigo has been going good. It's a hard match to say if we can match Vertigo against Astralis or Vertigo against Liquid, but that is a decision we need to make as a team if we feel comfortable playing that map against them.
So you talk about Astralis, right? In your eyes, what is the main difference between Astralis and you? What is the one thing, the one domain, the one sector in the game where you think, wow, these guys, they're one step ahead?
I just feel like they punish mistakes very hard. If you do one mistake, they will punish it. It doesn't feel like they make a mistake, right? And I think that is the main difference. We lost a 5-on-2 today, for example, on Vertigo, and that shouldn't happen. And I think that is they're so good at communicating. It feels like one unit moving around the map. It's just not 5 guys. It's a one unit moving around, and it's definitely hard to play against. And some teams are trying to exploit Astralis, but I think definitely they are still the #1 team in the world.
So who do you feel more comfortable playing against? Would that be Astralis or Team Liquid?
I feel Team Liquid is a better matchup for us. I think they also like to play more individual-based, and it kind of suits our playstyle as well. We do have incredible players on our team that can match them. Not necessarily in every department, but we are able at least to do so, and it doesn't feel like Astralis give us the same chance to do it. So definitely Liquid.
All right, well, gentlemen, thank you so much, f0rest, for joining us on the desk. A bit of an extended interview. I know it's a bit faster than with Frankie, but thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
And thanks for the great questions, guys. But we are going to go ahead and take a quick break. And when we come back from that break, we are going to be getting into our second semifinal of the day. And we've just talked about a couple of teams. One of them is arriving now. Astralis versus Liquid will be coming up in just a few.